I did something that I don't often do, but I have done a little bit more lately, and I'm going to plan on doing it a little bit more in the coming days and weeks as well. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name is Kevin and we are in the Commonwealth cabin here, and today I did something that I don't often do, but I have done a little bit more lately, and I'm going to plan on doing it a little bit more in the coming days and weeks as well, because of the nature of the type of items that I've been buying, and that is put something on an auction as opposed to extract every dime from something by looking up and researching each item. So I've had a few things like that. The two things that sold today, I'll show you in a minute, that we did on auction. I'll tell you why I did that. The other items are going to be some micro machines and G.I. Joes, which should be ending right now. And I just figured it was better for my time to do these auctions the way that I did them, instead of going through the process of doing all the research. So I did have some help. Peninsula Picker, thanks so much for helping me out with the G.I. Joes a little bit. We decided to do an auction, and I'm going to make less money on that auction than I would if I did them one by one by one. I have some WWF figures that I'm going to probably do the same thing on. I might not on those because it doesn't take much research, but you've got to put a value. To me, you've got to put a dollar value on your time, because you have all these items to list. If you are taking hours to look something up to make 10 or 12 more dollars total, it's not worth it to do it that way. And so that's kind of how I figured with these items, and I decided to do them on auction. Yes, I could make more if I didn't, but there is an opportunity cost here as well. What else would I be doing with my time? Whether that's not making money, but whether that's playing with my kids, or whether that's going on a hike, or whether that's spending time with my wife, or whether that's listing something that's going to make me a little bit more money. All of those things should come into play when you're making a decision like that. So without any further ado, let's take a look at what sold today. You want to come in? I'm doing a video, so you can hang out. Yeah, I'm doing a video. That's all right, though. You can come in. Okay. All right, first thing is the first item that I've ever sold on Depop. I only have 5 or 6 items listed over there anyway. So this is a steel hat, and I had it listed for a bunch. I can't remember, 75 bucks or something like that. It was one that I cleaned out. I took all the foam out of it and cleaned it out. It sat around my house for a long time before I actually did that. That's kind of why I don't buy a lot of hats out there. You're like, why did you pass that hat up? If it takes cleaning, it's not something I want to do, so I usually pass it up. But this came from a sale that I did a video on a long time ago. I've sold a few John Deere trucker hats, K Products hats, for quite a bit of money. You know, $300 and something for one, and $275 I think for the other. And I bought a lot of hats off of somebody, I think for $50 or $100. I can't remember what I paid for it. And one of those was in it, and this was in it as well. Sold off almost all of those hats, made a ton of money. And this hat just sat around forever, and I never got around to listing it. It is a cool looking hat for sure. And I finally got around to listing it. This is a K Products hat as well. Always flip those around if it says K Products or K Brand. Every once in a while, once in a blue moon, you'll see that, the older stuff. And I listed this on Depop. I've just got t-shirts, I think, over there on Depop, but I decided I would try this one over there. And I got a lot of offers, a lot of interest that I didn't get on eBay for this particular item. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm listing on these different platforms, but I'm not necessarily cross-listing. This one I did. I'm doing it really to learn the platform, not to really list on the platform full-time. Because what I want to do is, instead of multi-listings, I want to figure out, hey, this is the type of item I'm going to list over here. This is the type of item I'm going to list over here, and this is what I'm going to list on eBay. eBay is the main generator for me, and I'm pretty happy with the sales, and I like the consistency in the one location. But I decided to do this on Depop, and I had some help. I had some help from Tim over the years, and I just wanted to give him a quick shout out and say thank you. This one ended up selling. We took an offer on it. There's a bunch of offers for $30, $35, $40, and I finally took an offer. I can't remember now if it was a $50 offer or a $45 offer. I've got to look. I have eBay pulled up. But I'm happy with that sale for sure. It's going all the way to California, and which will still be cheap because it'll be an 8-ounce shipper when we put it in our box. And so that's my first Depop sale. So thank you over the years for giving us some help on that. We do appreciate it. And I want to talk about you for just a second. So the first thing, and he helped me out with these too, I have sold a little bit of glass over the years, and I'm getting a little bit better out of it thanks to a couple people. Thrifting One, Michelle over at Thrifting 101, which I know a lot of you came over from. She helped me out a little bit. I love watching her show, and she teaches me a little bit. Matter of fact, I got that Amish butter print bowl that we sold for $450, the set of bowls. And I got that not long after watching one of her shows. And I didn't see that one, but I was out there and it was $1. And we picked it up for $1 and sold it for $450. This is something I need to pick up. And I picked it up at a sale that you'll see coming out pretty quick. I'm going to call it Picker's Paradise. It was an amazing sale. And these are, I've always called them uranium glass. Vaseline glass was another term, depression. I don't know all those terms very well, so I reached out to Tim, and in a matter of seconds, he told me, he's like, there's an F on the bottom, it's federal glass. And so I picked these up. I think there was 6 of them, actually, and we just bundle them up. We didn't pay much of anything for them. I think I'm going to put these in the booth, but I picked up a couple other things that I forgot to ask him about, and they're back here. These things are pretty cool looking. They're all identical. Well, they're not identical, but they're close. I don't know what you call this stuff, but it's got that great mod look, USA. And I listed them as ashtrays with a question mark. I'm sure Tim would be able to tell me like that. Or Ma Duke's over there. She'd probably be able to tell me too. So anyway, I did list these on eBay. I can't remember what I listed them for though. So I like to get better at this glass. I hopefully am getting better at it. And I watch his show every once in a while whenever he puts out a new video. And I try to pick up a couple tips. And he usually is good for 2 or 3 real gems when I watch his show. So let me show you his show real quick, and then you guys can go over there and subscribe if you're interested in glass. And don't forget to tell him I sent you. All right, there's his show. Forgive my mess right there. It's processing day as well as shipping day here. So there you go. He does a great job with glass, and you'll see he sells on 6 platforms. I mean, he sells on platforms that don't even exist yet. I don't know how he does it. My mind would blow up. Hey, first item up is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. This came from the lot that I bought from my former student, Alex. So, Alex, this one sold as well. This one sold for $15.95. I think free shipping. Nope, $15.95 plus shipping for this one. Hey, here's a cool-looking fanny pack we got at a garage sale bundle. It was on one of our videos, but I can't remember the name of it. And this one sold for $12.50 plus shipping, and it's a cool little fanny pack. And it went to a viewer, Chad. Chad says that he's not a subscribed viewer as we watch on our TV app, not logged into YouTube, but my wife Megan and I watch all your videos currently stationed around the world in Kazakhstan. Oh, wow. Thanks for keeping us sane during this lockdown. So that is awesome, Chad. Thank you so much. And Megan, thank you. And we hope you enjoyed it. This here came from the same sale that I got that uranium glass at and those ashtrays, those mod ashtrays. And that is an amazing sale, and I cannot wait to air it. I've got a couple videos in front of it, but I've finished editing it, and I'm going to put it out. When you see it, it's probably going to have a Farrah Fawcett thumbnail on it from the Farrah Fawcett poster we found there, and it was insane. And I wish I'd have been the first one there. I wish I'd have been there early, because we found a ton of stuff anyways, and I can't imagine what we would have found. But this is a Xenophobe Nintendo game in the box. It's not new. It doesn't have the little manual with it, but it's still sold pretty good, $20 plus shipping. All right, Blue Ridge Mama just brought me some supplies, so I asked her to come and say hello to everybody. You want to say hi? Hello, you never hardly appear on the videos, and you always ask.
He has me. I'm busy all the time. I don't have time for...
She brought me this. So a lot of people ask about these, and these are just, well, it doesn't have a brand on it here, but 12 inches by 60 yards, and we buy them at Walmart. How much you pay?
$2.97.
$2.97 a piece, and they last. You would be amazed at how long they last. So I'm sure there's better deals out there, but this is what I use. I mean, these 6 will last me, 2 months. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, see you in a little bit. Here's a game from our $100 box buy, Left for Dead, $13, $12.95. I have a hard time listing something for $13. Got to be 13 something or $12.95. Anyway, Left for Dead Xbox 360. This one I think had a manual with it. Yep, so $13. All right, speaking of the Farrah Fawcett poster, I forgot that this one sold. So this one, and somebody out there selling new ones, new old stock ones. I don't know if they really are or not, but it's hard to compete against that. Those are like $45 plus shipping. So this one is obviously got some damage in different spots up here. It has the pinholes and it's got tape on it. But it is vintage. It is the old one. This is the classic, the iconic Farrah Fawcett poster. And I don't think I'd be allowed to put it up in here anyway. So this one is from 1976. I thought there was a date. There it is. Pro Arts, 1976. So we bought this one at the sale. My wife came in and said, hey, you see that poster? And I told her, of course, I did, but I'm not sure I did until she said something. And then there's another one as well. So we spent $50 at this sale. And this one right here sold for $30 plus shipping. And we bought tons and tons of stuff. Can't wait for y'all to see that one. All right, this and an Inaman going out to another viewer. So we have 2 viewer sales in here, which we don't typically have a ton of viewer sales in here. Usually it's in the eBay cave. But anyway, this is Chicago Bulls 1993 three-peat. And you'll notice that the only one that doesn't have a little autograph down here, they're not real autographs, obviously, is the Chicago Bulls one with Jordan's number, 23. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. And this one, along with the Inaman, went out for $22.96 plus shipping, and it went to a viewer named Chris. So let me read you what he writes real quick. Now I can say it's my second order from y'all. Got the pennant for the coach's office, where I'm an assistant varsity coach and have taken pride in giving our office a throwback makeover. That's awesome. So he's using this like a vintage look in the office. That's pretty cool. The plush will go in my resale tavern. I like it. So it's not the eBay cave. It's the resale tavern. It's pretty hard to be original these days when everybody else is taking everything. And it will look over me while I get sales moving. Thanks again, Kevin and family, for your help, and keep the positive vibes going with all that's going on in the world right now. It is needed. Stay safe. So thank you so much for the purchases, and we'll get them both off to you ASAP. All right, this also came from the $100 box buy that we had. We are already into the profit at this point, so this one is a big one, $80. I think free shipping. So a viewer said that they got $89.95 for this one recently, and I looked on Mercari for solds, I looked on eBay for solds, and I couldn't see an $89.95 one. At least not one that I saw. Not questioning it, I just didn't see it. Maybe you sold it on a different platform. And so I put it out there for $80. And it sat for a little bit of time, but not too much. And then somebody pops on it for $80. So he sold it for $80. What a great little deal. When you buy a whole box of 200 and something games and you can sell one of them for $80, you're doing pretty good. All right, back to auctions here. I had an amazing little auction, amazing find in a surprise. It was kind of a surprise find in the bottom of that G.I. Joe box that we got from the unexpected jackpot sale. And I decided to list these. I sold some separately. I think one for $50, one for $30, and then I decided to do auctions on these. I'm going to let you take a look at how this auction did, then I'm going to show you a gift from a viewer, and then we're going to go inside the eBay cave and take a look at what's sold in there. And I think one Homeschool Hustler store sale. All right, so here it is. This stomper was its own auction. I think $63 plus shipping. And then these went for, I don't even remember, $100, $90-some, something like that. All right, I just double checked. These were $92 and this was $63. So that's $155 plus shipping on 2 different auctions for these things. These are, this one doesn't work. Doesn't even work. And these are just shells. These are just shells. And I don't even think that's a stomper shell, to be perfectly honest with you. These are, though. I think that one is. That one might not be either. But this definitely is, for sure. And I listed it as stompers, but I'm like, hey, I'm not sure that these 2 are, but I think they are. So, anyway, and this one is too. This one, I think, drove a lot of the value as well. Just these old, I mean, there's not even one, there's one track on this one and none on the other. But you can sell these off. If you can identify them, you know, Schrader is the company, I think is the name of it, Stompers. You can identify them when you're out and about, you know, pick these things up. These are absolute gold. So I just decided that I didn't know enough and I couldn't identify these. I couldn't find, well, maybe there's one of these I couldn't find. I couldn't put a price on it. Might even have been this one. And I just decided, you know what, I'll just have a little fun with this, save me a little time, and I know they'll bring some money anyways. And I would have listed this one for $59.95. And so we ended up getting a little bit more than what I would have listed it for. So pretty happy with those sales. And we have some more auctions coming in the next 2 days. All right, skipping over to here. These are the sheets that I use, by the way. And we have this awesome gift, this U.S. Veteran Law Enforcement Memorial Plate from Washington State. This is from Stephen and Terry. So this is really nice, and I do appreciate all the kind words you have in here. And I just wanted to say thank you in return. Your eBay store name, SJ Mailman, former mailman, retired mailman, and now you're a picker. I bet you enjoy this more. Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Join us in the eBay cave. All right, we have one of these going out to Daniela, and she says, hi, watch y'all on YouTube. Hopefully this will amp up my sales. I appreciate all the info you share. Thanks. My store is Mochiville, Mochiville. Moochie is the phonetic way to pronounce it, but it's Dimicci-Ville is the eBay store name. So that's awesome. Thank y'all so much, Daniela, and we do appreciate it very much, and we do hope he gets some things amped up for you. Blue Ridge Mama sale here, 2 Under Armour shirts, and these sold for $22.95 plus shipping, 2XL. And she puts them in lots of 2 sometimes because they'll still stay under 16 ounces. And then this one right here sold for $11.95 plus shipping for this 2XL. And we're only into these for like $2 a pop, so we're doing pretty good on them. Having another Animan going out. This one's going out to Rhonda. Rocky Mountain Values. Rocky Mountain Values. I think that's what we got here. At least better than Rocky Mountain Oysters, right? Just want to say thank you for all the good tips and the good content in the videos. I came across you about 2 weeks ago, and I've learned a lot so far. Just bought the Animan hoping for a little good luck. Been doing this for a couple of years now, and I think it says, and I'm not quite where I want to be as far as income-wise. Been redoing a lot of stuff in my store, just not doing what other resellers are doing lately. And she's a little bit frustrated, I think. So I assume you see all these shows, shows like mine, and you're seeing people selling like crazy because of the shutdowns and things like that. And it really is kind of a golden age here for resellers. So I just would say this, and I think I replied to your message. I'm not positive if I did or not. You know, don't get discouraged. I think long term, if you want to have success, you need to sell the things you enjoy selling. And if you don't really care and it's all about the money, then find those items that are selling right then, and you're doing the right thing. You're watching shows. Now, just don't watch mine, because I sell a lot of stuff that people out there shouldn't sell. You know, I pick kind of out in the boonies, and there's not a whole ton of stuff to choose from, so I kind of dig deep a little bit. But there's plenty of people who sell out there in areas where there's all kinds of stuff to sell, and it's really not worth your time to sell some of the stuff that I sell. But just keep it up, sell what you want to sell, and have fun doing it, and I think you'll reach your goals. I hope anyways. And this guy might just help. So, you know, this is the key, actually. If you want to sell things, you have to have one of these things. At any rate, thanks so much. We do appreciate it. All right, this is an interesting sell because it's sold along with something else, and I'll show you that in just a second. So, Liberty Flame shirt. I sell these all the time, find them all the time. This is from our $2 buy at Walmart. And this one's going out to a viewer named Kay. So let me read what she puts here. I'm also a seller and enjoy watching your YouTube videos. Thanks for all the great information that you provide. My son is getting his degree through Liberty Online, and I'm glad we can purchase some Liberty gear from you. I just ordered a shirt from you a few minutes ago, and then one more thing, which I think is interesting. All right, so Donald Trump came and spoke at Liberty's graduation in 2017, so 3 years ago now, and they had these little Liberty journals all over town. And when I was I think I took my kids to Sweet Frog or something, and I was sitting there, and there was like a little stand that had these, and somebody was coming in and taking them out, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing with those when you're done? I was like, well, we're throwing them out. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I have them? I knew I sell so much LU stuff and to graduates. I'm like, you know what, somebody's gonna buy these things. And I grabbed them, and they've been sitting around. I've sold probably 5 or 6 of them in 3 years, so that might not seem like much. I'm like, hey, it's free money, right? One listing, you never know. Somebody might want this thing someday. And sure enough, Kay did. So Kay, thank you so much for your purchase, and I wish your son the best of luck in getting his degree, and we appreciate it. Let's head on back to the Commonwealth cabin and check out Reagan, I think, with the Homeschool Hustler store sale. Just want to say thank you for all the support, and I'm going to tell you goodbye from in here, and we'll see you next time. All right, it's a great day when we can get Reagan down here, and that means she didn't have gymnastics today. So we sold 2 things. What are they?
Lion King and...
Do you remember that one?
No.
You don't know that one. We got to get some classic cartoons out and let you watch it. That is Sylvester from Looney Tunes. And he used to say, "Thufferin' Thuckatash." That's what he used to say when he was surprised about something. I'm going to have to show it to you later, okay? All right, and that's so they both sold to Sheila. And let me read what Sheila says here. I wrote it down. She says, love the videos, wanted to support honest resellers, keep being blessed, and stay safe. So that's awesome. And you get $1 to save, $1 to spend, and $1 to donate, but you get it twice. Okay?
Don't forget to get your sticker at Commonwealthpicker.com.
Reagan's always got to plug her store, Commonwealthpicker.com. And you've been addressing a bunch of those lately, haven't you? We've sold way more than we thought. And Reagan's idea of getting a sticker has turned out to be pretty darn good for her, hasn't it? Good. Okay. And we got one going out to Canada today. You can't address that one. I'm going to have to do that one, though. Okay? All right. All right. It's okay, Sheila. And hey, Sheila, well, we're going to combine shipping on this. Hey, if you ever get something and I don't combine shipping, let me know. Sometimes I'm not even doing the shipping. Blue Ridge Mama's out here helping me, and we get a little confused. But I'm going to try to remember on this one. So, all right. Thanks so much.
Bye.